Hey guys, this is Holden, and today I wanted to talk about some places that I have trouble accessing as a trans person. One reason I wanted to talk about this today is that I think a lot of people don't realize that because I get mistaken for cisgender, that people don't realize that I'm transgender, and because people don't really gender me as female anymore, people think that I don't have trouble accessing things that cisgender people have access to. The first thing is kind of obvious to me, but maybe not to everybody, is bathrooms. You might not think it's a big deal because if you look at me and I go into a men's bathroom, then it seems okay. Most people don't think twice about it. But the thing is, I really hate it, and it's always stressful. And I think most trans people have anxiety about going to the bathroom one way or another. For me, the anxiety is mostly because of the conditions of men's bathrooms. They're very gross. They're disgusting. They're absolutely horrible. The conditions often mean that the stalls are clogged, or the floor has pee on them because, I don't know, people don't know how to pee in a toilet. And often the door is broken. It sounds weird to say that out loud because it seems ridiculous that often the door of a stall is broken, but it has happened enough times that I have anxiety about it, and I'm scared that that there will be a stall that can lock. And I don't think people think about it too much, but I do wonder how many guys in the bathroom are wondering why I'm sitting and peeing, or whether they notice that. I think most people don't, but occasionally I'm sure someone does. Luckily, I'm in Europe, and there are more men who pee sitting down than in the States. In the States, I don't even know if that's a thing. But anyway, it's very uncomfortable. And also having to just pass by the urinals and see people peeing, and I'm not able to do that, is uncomfortable. And I don't even want a penis. I don't want a penis to pee in a urinal. I don't care at all. But the fact that I can't, and the fact that the urinals are right there when I need a stall is uncomfortable. An additional thing about bathrooms is that I don't really feel comfortable in women's or men's bathrooms. I would always prefer a gender-neutral solution. Usually that's a handicap bathroom, but that also creates anxiety because there have been times when I've used the handicap bathroom and someone else is clearly judging me for using it because I am an able-bodied person, and I don't have a disability that I'm not able to do that I need that bathroom for, except for my own comfort and gender. When I'm in the UK, it's not as big of a deal because often there's signs that say not all disabilities are visible, which makes me feel much more comfortable using the gender-neutral handicap bathroom. And I can't go in the women's bathroom because it's a women's bathroom, and that wouldn't make the women in the bathroom feel safe. And I don't think I would necessarily feel threatened, but making other people uncomfortable would make me feel uncomfortable. Another place that I can't easily access, and it shouldn't be a big deal because it's definitely a luxury thing, but I can't access saunas or spas or massage therapy, anything like that. Anything that requires me to be naked in a public space, or in the case of a massage therapist, in a private space, but requiring someone who is okay with the trans body and okay with touching a trans body. And oftentimes I just don't even pursue it because I don't want to get the answer that they don't want to have me as a client, or that a spa is not comfortable with me being there because I'm a masculine-looking person with a vagina. With saunas, it's not that I am uncomfortable with my own body. It is that other people are uncomfortable with my body. Just for the record, I don't have any problem being naked. I'm okay with my body. It's that other people will invariably be uncomfortable, and they will look at me. And even if they don't look at other people in the spa, and they aren't purposefully looking at me, they will notice that my body is different. It is obviously different. And I'm okay with that, but they're not. They might not say anything, but the fact that they're staring at me is uncomfortable. Or the fact that the staff might not know how to deal with that is uncomfortable. And in Germany, most saunas and spas require you to be naked. It's not allowed to wear swimwear in the sauna, so it's a little bit more difficult. I think I would feel really comfortable and happy if I were able to go with a group of other trans people or other queers, and sort of have a little spa mafia or something. I recently was thinking about this because I was in Finland and I wanted to go to a sauna, and I had a lovely friend who recommended a nice sauna where the genders are mixed. They have gendered locker rooms, but everything else is mixed. And you can also wear swimwear, which, like I said, it doesn't make me feel more comfortable personally, but it makes it less obvious that I don't have a penis. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a reservation for the sauna, so I looked up some other saunas, and it just wasn't obvious whether it was going to be okay or not. Either they wouldn't mention genders at all, which can either be really good or really bad, or they just didn't have enough information, or I couldn't call them to figure it out. And these are things that a cisgender person would just be able to go and figure out, and it'd probably be fine. But I don't have the luxury. And although these are luxury things I'm talking about, I don't need them strictly, but except for, I would argue that as a performer, massages are sort of a regular thing that performers should think about. And I don't have access to it as easily. One thing that is maybe obvious to other people is that I have trouble in locker rooms at gyms. I don't have a gym membership anymore, but when I had a gym membership in Berlin, I always had to stress about it a little bit. I never felt in danger while I was in the locker room, but the fact that if I wanted to change my underwear or my pants, other people could see me, and it's a very close space, and people their eyes sort of shoot to each other's penises, because men seem to be obsessed with penises for some reason. And so they would notice. They probably wouldn't say anything, but it is very uncomfortable. And there is the off chance that someone would say something, because people are really dumb, and they say things about my body. Sometimes as a compliment, and sometimes not. But either way, it's kind of uncomfortable. Also, in gym locker rooms, if I wanted to take a shower, I'd either have to bring swimwear, which is kind of ridiculous. Nobody does that. Or I'd have to figure out some sort of situation where I could have a private shower, and that's also not really possible unless you go to quite a nice gym. Usually, gym locker rooms they're sort of out in the open. The gym I used to go to didn't have shower curtains, for example. It was just slots where you could shower, which is totally fine and totally normal. I just couldn't do that. It's too scary. And so I usually ended up showering at home afterwards, or if I really needed to, I would have to do it very quickly in a state of terror. One thing that I also think about when I'm in a public space like that is that there's this sort of catch-22 about being confident about your body as a queer or trans body. That if you're confident and you sort of navigate the world in a comfortable way, sometimes people take that as an invitation to talk to you about your body, and I don't want that, obviously. But it's not obvious to them. Sometimes people think that if you move comfortably in the world and you're comfortable being in a locker room, for example, and having a vagina as a masculine-looking person, then people are like, oh, you have a vagina. You seem cool with that, so I'm going to talk to you about your vagina. And it's just never appropriate. You either invite things by being confident, which is theoretically the ideal is to be confident, or close people out by not being confident or not showing that you're comfortable with your body, which is also not okay. It doesn't feel nice to sort of pretend to be ashamed of your body, which then can cause you to feel ashamed of your body. Because if you do it enough, then it becomes sort of a reality, which I think is true of a lot of things in our society. So thanks so much for watching. One last question I'd like to ask you. If you're trans, what spaces make you uncomfortable? What places do you find it hard to navigate? I'd really like to know. You can comment below, or you can write me an email. And you can also go to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and follow me there. Of course, subscribe to this channel. And if you head over to Patreon, then you can drop me a couple of bucks if you like, and I can keep making these videos, and also the articles, the blog posts that I write on my website. If you haven't checked that out yet, and you like this video, you will almost definitely like the blog posts that I write. So hopefully see you soon, and have a nice day.